Good evening and welcome everyone to Salle Academy for Girls Lacrosse here on this Monday evening. Glad to have you with us here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Harrison Prey alongside Ryan Ward. Happy to have you with us here as the 8-2 overall Rams host the 5-4 visiting East Greenwich Avengers, who are on a 4-game winning streak. So they are coming in red hot, that is for sure. And LaSalle off to a great start to this season, 10 games in, and an astounding record. And right off the bat, Addison Tui will set up shop, and they'll get the game's first possession. A quick pass over to Lily Peters, the sophomore attacker. So prevalent in that part of the field. Here is Karen McGovern, and a quick score, and it's Ella Grace who draws first blood. Just 19 seconds into that one, the Rams putting their name on that one, just right down the field. Quick couple of passes and wasting no time striking first. And it's Ella Grace gets the first tally on the board. What a play by the senior attacker right on the doorstep, right in front of the crease. And she was able to hop on that opportunity, take advantage of it. And already a 1-0 score to this one. As I mentioned, both teams coming in red hot, especially the Avengers, who have just been on quite the winning streak so far. Like I mentioned, 4 games, and now faced with a big task and facing the heavily favored LaSalle Rams, 8-2 heading into this one. And at one point, the Avengers were 1-4, and another quick pass. Peters taking a shot and save, and in net, it's Ella Mercurio able to save that one, prevent another goal on the board on the side of the Rams, and now it is the Avengers on the other side getting their first offensive possession, and that is a quick turnover. Great job on defense by Meg Claire. She'll pass it to her goalkeeper, Peyton Giroux, keep it out of harm's way. A couple of nice passes. It seemed like a promising possession for East Greenwich, as you saw Lindsay Ziti, the sophomore midfielder, right on the doorstep, had numbers, had a good setup, but not able to capitalize. And just looking for an open pass is Peyton Giroux. Been holding it for a while, way out of her own net. And I give credit to the Avengers, just doing a good job, and man-to-man coverage just been all over them. And now you have a wide open Charlotte Grace, has the length of the field, just has one defender up at top, and a great defensive play as you see Annie Gomez, the junior defender, get in the path of Grace. It was just her on defense, and now East Greenwich gets it out of their own territory. Lots of speed, going to take it herself. That's Mackenzie Mota. Passes it on over to Catherine Sprague, the junior attacker, towards the X. This being their second possession now. In terms of what East Greenwich has been up to recently, last game playing Portsmouth, winning 13-11, a competitive game all the way until the end. So this is a team that is used to adversity, playing in those tight games. You know, you never know how one is going to respond in those situations, but either way, you do have Catherine Sprague at the doorstep and a quick whistle and free position shot. Looks like Sprague will start towards the end zone. 8:46 and counting left. Quick restart, passes it on over to Julia Moore. Now over to Zadie, quick pass in the middle. Halverson over to Tessa Shirello in Engineering, but the shot goes wide, but they still keep possession. And trying to steal it, you see Cindy Raines trying to jump in front of the path of Shirello in Engineering. Another quick whistle. Looks like it will be a free position shot. First one of the game. And they give it to Catherine Sprague. She goes for the bouncing shot, and the shot got redirected from behind. It looked like it was Karen McGovern that got in the path of Sprague, and now moving in the other direction with lots of speed is Lily Peters. Peters with the nice assist, and nice move there, but a great save, reading it all the way, is Ella Mercurio, the freshman goalkeeper. Last two saves on her end have been quite impressive. Now the Rams, what you thought to be a turnover and transition for the Avengers, now goes back to the Rams as they take it away. Addison Tui passes it over near side for Goodwin. Then over to Grace, who has the lone goal. Over to Brinley Friedis, able to get a touch. Now Peters will kind of work the perimeter here. Just kind of go in one direction. Grace back to Peters, right on the doorstep, goes with a bouncing shot, and she scores. 2-0 Rams in this one, and it's Lily Peters that gets the job done. So the Rams this time taking their time on that goal, passing it around, not attacking it instantly like we saw in that first goal, but kind of picking their shots, being patient, showing some tranquility, and it paying off. Now up 2 scores. So Lily Peters already with a goal and an assist. Start this one. And I get Ella Grace with an assist. So both of them on the other end, draw control, won by the Rams. Maddie Goodwin coming away with that one. Now you see Karen McGovern, direct traffic. Grace now over to Charlotte Grace. And the Grace family in full circle. Peters taking a shot. That one goes high and wide. Right over the goalkeeper of Ella Mercurio. He's had some nice stops. Has some blemishes, but either way, you had to love the future out of the goalkeeper. And coming inside that time. And we do have a woman down, and it's Addison Tui, but she's getting right back up. Caused quite the scare for a second. Didn't look good, but it's good to see her jogging off under full power. And a replacer for the time being is Elise Friedis, freshman midfielder. Long toss on over. Able to corral it. That is Alexa Kavanaugh. Loses track of it, but they still keep the ball. Now Maeve Kiernan, junior midfielder, will set up shop, get the Avengers in scoring position. And what will they do on offense? A couple of trips, haven't been able to sustain the possession as Rams have been able to take it away and really just strip the ball whenever they attempt shots. We saw on the first free position shot of the game. Catherine Sprague was awarded that, and from behind, you just see the Rams clinging towards the ball. Around the 10-yard line, Maeve Kiernan, who's getting guarded by Karen McGovern. We'll kind of just work counterclockwise. Now here's Sprague again. Sprague trying to go one way. We've seen a couple moves, and that pass goes behind, a little bit errant. Lindsay Zadie not able to corral. It was a little bit behind her. Now Lily Peters the one to pick up the ground ball along the sideline. And that one being high and out of play. Out of the outstretched arms of Ella Grace. She was the closest one to it, so she will restart in that far right corner. Peters gives it on over to Karen McGovern, junior midfielder who's just been a jack of all trades, helping out offensively and defensively. She's been stellar in that category. Ella Grace right on the doorstep towards the X, looking for a quick pass. It was intended for Maddie Goodwin. It goes behind her, but here's Goodwin from behind trying to take it away. It gives a shove right to the chest of Lindsay Rowe. She takes a topple, and that'll stop play. And that will be a penalty going against Sydney Rains. So East Greenwich will go on the woman up. They'll take the advantage, but just a hard check. Sydney Rains will pay the consequence for that one. Seen some physical play throughout this one to start this first quarter. So Addison Tui take a tough hit, and now Lindsay Rowe, as vicious as that was, she got right up too. Both of them. Now 3:09 to go in this opening quarter. Tightly contested game. Just a two-score game in the favor of LaSalle. Nice move inside, taking a shot, and a great save by Giroux. It bounces right off of her leg, and now looked like Ava Halverson had a chance to pick that one up, but instead, Elise Freitas moving with lots of speed and setting up position. Nice pass on over to Ella Grace towards the X. Another stoppage in play. Just a minute and 6 seconds to go left on the woman up. Sydney Rains will, under a minute, will just start trotting out. Now McGovern on over to Freitas. They'll go counterclockwise. Peters over to McGovern again and around the 20. This is what we saw in the last goal, them being patient, not jumping the gun. Another pass over the head of Charlotte Grace, not able to corral that one in, and the closest one to it was Emily Rowe. So she'll restart. Who's getting double teamed by Charlotte Grace and Ella Grace. Finally able to get out of it. Approaching a minute and a half to go in this opening quarter. Pass on over to Lindsay Rowe. Now over to Sprague. Sprague on over, wide open shot. Bouncing shot doesn't go through. And it looked like Giroux may have gotten a piece of it. I'll give her credit for it, as Catherine Sprague was all alone by herself. Clear entry, but wasn't able to get it by the stonewall of Peyton Giroux. Now trying to get it out of her own end is Morgan Doobie, the freshman defender. It's kind of holding her back a little bit. May have taken a shot, and we have a stoppage in play with a minute 5 to go in this first quarter. Action-packed to say the least, and we're going to take a break ourselves here on the Fans Only Sports Network. And welcome back into the action after the timeout. Glad to have you with us, Harrison Prey, alongside Ryan Ward here on the Fans Only Sports Network, bringing you high school girls lacrosse, the state of Rhode Island, between LaSalle and East Greenwich. Salle with a 2-0 lead thanks to a goal within the first 19 seconds, courtesy of Ella Grace, and then following that one, Lily Peters returning the favor, and now back on offense, trying to close out the quarter with a bang. Now the Rams will go slow. Lily Peters holding the ball. Salle will make some substitutions here at the tail end of the first quarter. Goodwin around the 15-yard line comes for a sprinting Peters, able to corral it, looking for some open players. Goodwin over to Ella Grace inside, and a save again by Mercurio. Shot was made by Karen McGovern. Right on the doorstep again, McGovern retreating inside for it. Clock's still running, and it doesn't look like the Rams, and again, anything can happen within a brief moment, so going on so far. High pass again, McGovern to 1-0, and that'll do it for this quarter. So through one quarter of play, LaSalle on top of East Greenwich 2-0. We will be back for the second quarter in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back in, everyone. Both teams will switch sides and move in opposite directions. LaSalle will move right to left, and the Avengers will move left to right for this quarter. 2-0 game. So far, LaSalle has had the upper hand, but East Greenwich still staying afloat, staying within range. Plenty of game left, and give them credit defensively. Haven't blown the game wide open, as we've seen two other opponents coming into Providence to play this highly talented LaSalle squad. And it'll be the Avengers to win the draw control and get the first possession of the second quarter. See Ava Halverson give it on over to Lindsay Rowe, who took a tough shot initially that resulted in a penalty against Sydney Rains, had to sit on the sidelines for 2 minutes as they were on the woman up opportunity, not able to capitalize. But still a 2-score game, still very much in this game, still early as well. Up top here is Halverson. Halverson gives it over, pass, deflected, disrupted. Who's going to pick it up? It'll be Maddie Goodwin. Got in good position in front of Maeve Kiernan, who's the intended target. Now Peyton Giroux will try and pass this over to an open teammate, but this is where East Greenwich has really made their due and connects with a perfect pass right in stride to Grace Lynch, senior defender. Gives it back to Giroux. This has been a tough part where LaSalle has tried to get the ball out of net, and the Avengers with good coverage. Very sticky. Now here is Meg Claire. Try and transition out of their own territory. Picking it off is Lindsay Rowe. Reads it all the way and takes it herself. Approaching the 10-yard line, the 5, and gets defended off beautifully by Morgan Doobie. So now the Avengers are forced to slow it down a little bit. That's a credit to their sticky coverage. Seen Peyton Giroux just kind of hold the ball for a while because they haven't been getting open. And right there, that's the result. Quick turnover and just being outnumbered immediately. So the Avengers will get another crack at it. And here is Lindsay Rowe getting defended by McGovern. Julia Moore. Pass it towards the X for Courtney Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh over to Catherine Sprague. Now working inside, taking a shot, but saved all the way by Giroux. It was Ava Halverson, the freshman midfielder, who was right on the doorstep, fired one through, but it was Peyton Giroux deflecting it all the way. High pass again. We've seen that a couple of times. But being right there for backup was Morgan Doobie. Gives it over to Giroux. And another interception. Threw it right to Lindsay Rowe. And now she's going to turn the favor, take a shot. And it is no good. Goes out of play. But East Greenwich will keep the ball. Closest one to it was Julia Moore. She'll restart quickly. Sal's had a tough time getting in scoring position. Haven't been out of their own end for this quarter. Possessed the ball, but it's been mostly controlled on the right side of the field. It's where it's been. And Sprague gives it on over, quick shot, and save again. Giroux, so quick-witted with all these shots. She's been amazing in this first half, just reacting to everything. Gives it over, Lindsay Rowe on the doorstep, gets it taken away, but a whistle and a free position shot is the result. Morgan Doobie drawing it. Now Lindsay Rowe will restart at sophomore midfielder. Has had plenty of chances throughout this quarter. She'll go inside, gets hit hard by McGovern, who knocks the ball loose, but it gets picked up immediately by Julia Moore. They still keep the possession. And now trying to take it away was Sydney Rains, who served the penalty earlier, not able to gain control of it. But either way, it finds the stick Peyton Giroux is able to pick it right up. Give it over to Doobie. Doobie trying to get away from Maeve Kiernan, who's not making it easy on her whatsoever. So this has been the challenge, getting the ball out of their own territory, where Giroux just has to hold on to it. And the Avengers with the tight coverage. Long pass on over, and it is turned over yet again. Coming away with it is Olivia Pryor. And Pryor will reach over. She still keeps it in bounds, but at least Freitas not able to take it away. Ground ball. So now Pryor will give it on over to Emma Prey. Or excuse me, that was Amaya Gomez, freshman attacker. Gomez, quick pass, caught by Tessa Chiarello Ingenierie. And they score, get their first goal of the game, and draw the deficit to 1. And so Tessa Chiarello Ingenierie gets the Avengers their first tally. Nice move inside, but you gotta give credit to the defense. Whenever LaSalle is trying to transition from defense to offense, they've had a tough time in that category. It's been giving them problems. Draw control is won by Maddie Goodwin. Goodwin pass it on over for a leaping McGovern, able to snatch that one out of midair. And so the Rams will finally get a opportunity in scoring position now. Really haven't seen it all quarter. It's been maintained by the Avengers. Now Peters over to McGovern. McGovern over to Tui, but it's picked up from behind by Freitas. Freitas over to Charlotte Grace. Now to Ella Grace. Grace over to McGovern inside. Gets the ball knocked free. She's able to still catch it. And a free position shot resulting. So Ella Grace will get a crack at it. See what she goes with. Gives it to Peters right away. Peters gets her second goal of the game. And a 3-1 lead with under 4 minutes to go. Lily Peters getting her second goal on the game, and Ella Grace with her second assist. It's always a thing on free position shots, being unpredictable. Sometimes they'll just go for a straight shot, and it leaves those, perusing defenders not knowing what to do. Are you going to go for a pass? Or are you going to go and attempt a shot on goal? That time Grace went for the pass, and then Peters attacking all the way through. A nice move here is Mia Burt. Burt over to Lindsay Rowe. Now here is Rowe. Has McGovern to get by. She's getting physical, getting her arms on her back, pushing her aggressively. Now they'll go clockwise. Mia Burt, freshman midfielder, now in for the tail end of the first half, approaching 3 minutes and counting in this first half. Here's Amaya Gomez, part of the action as well. Lindsay Zadie over to Burt. Now here's Halverson. Halverson trying to get through two Rams, that being Elise Freitas and Grace Lynch. And they will get a free position shot. She hit the turf, gets right back up. Now Halverson. What will she do? She goes inside, tries getting a shot on net, but Giroux again with a save for the ages. Just a brick wall in net, not allowing anything. Quick reactions. Going inside, another shot, saved again off the stick of Giroux. It goes out of play. Possession still stays with the Avengers. That time on the shot, Mia Burt coming in hot. Now Burt back up top, who had the last shot. Rowe over to Halverson. Now creating a pick was Halverson. Got right into Tui. Good screen. That was a very fast pass from Lindsay Rowe. Had a lot of mustard on it. Could have been a costly turnover. Halverson gives it to Lindsay Rowe inside, who takes a shot and she scores! With just under a minute to go. And the score now 3-2. So Lindsay Rowe able to pay it off and trim the deficit to 1. Second time tonight. So again, East Greenwich showing patience. Both of their goals really not being quick strike ability, but rather that calm presence. And on the draw control, it's won by the Rams. Addison Tui able to come away with it after Maddie Goodwin is able to just push it in her direction for her to scoop up. Now Tui just being patient here on the left side. Tui faking like she's going to pass, tried attacking, and now will pass it to McGovern inside. Freitas saved all the way by Mercury. Ella Mercurio able to save it, and now it's the Avengers trying to create something before the end of the first half. And it's Shirello Ingigneri gives it over to Gomez, who loses track of it. To fight for it, and Goodwin all the way to the ground to try and dig that one up. And that will conclude the first half. So through 24 minutes of play, we have ourselves a 3-2 battle here in Providence, Rhode Island. LaSalle 3, East Greenwich 2, a tightly contested game. We'll be back for second half action. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back in for the start of the second half. Your score, Salle leading East Greenwich 3-2. Glad to have you with us here on this beautiful night here in Providence, Rhode Island. LaSalle getting challenged here tonight by the Avengers, as it's been a nip and tuck type of game. Here is Maddie Goodwin, as the Rams will move left to right in those white uniforms. The teams sharing these same colors, the maroon and white. Salle wearing their white jerseys here tonight, and the Avengers in their all maroon, just black pants. Quick pass from Ella Grace, but it's backed up by Addison Tui, and she's going to go on the attack and saved by Mercurio. And gotta give credit to these goaltenders here tonight. Giroux's been outstanding, and so has Mercurio, freshman goalkeeper, really making quite the impression on this East Greenwich squad. Peters up top, gives over to Karen McGovern. McGovern moving left and trotting right, passing right. Goodwin, here's Ella Grace looking for a pass inside, but McGovern was covered all the way by Maeve Kiernan. She's been the one kind of driving on those inside passes from the Rams. Peters going to trot on right. McGovern will receive it. 10.5 to go, but it gets turned over and picked up by Maeve Kiernan. Kiernan doing an awesome job on defense. The midfielder loses it initially as McGovern tries stealing it back, but it's picked up out of nowhere by Julia Moore, the senior attacker. And Moore along the sidelines, getting double teamed, pushed out of bounds, but they'll still keep it. How about Maddie Goodwin showing the wheels and hustle? As Moore pass it on over, they'll go counterclockwise. Over to Ava Halverson. Halverson over to Kiernan, then Lindsay Rowe. This is their first possession offensively. Back up top, and that pass got deflected by a slew of Rams, one of them being Meg Claire. Now Giroux trying to get out of her own net. Quick pass near side for Maya Hellendrung. Hellendrung along the sidelines getting double team, will just pass it backwards and retreat for Morgan Doobie. Doobie has Lindsay Rowe, and a whistle will still give her the possession. You had Rowe and Catherine Sprague double teaming her. Now Giroux, long pass over to Elise Freitas. Freitas past the 50-yard line, and now to Charlotte Grace, who's able to snatch that one and receive it. So now you see Elise Freitas come off, Karen McGovern on. Tend to see these substitutions when both teams get the possession offensively. Inside, and a score for Maddie Goodwin. How about that? Quick strike and a 4-2 lead for the Rams as Goodwin gets her first of the night. So a couple of nice passes by the Rams resulting in a goal. It's impressive to make those passes too, with all those bodies flying everywhere, sticks waving in the face of these attackers, and somehow, some way, they're able to fit that ball in a short, small area and doing the rest. Good agility, too. Now the ball up for grabs. Lindsay Rose able to come away with it as you see Leah Mascarelli hit the deck. Under 8 minutes to go. Maeve Kiernan. Kiernan over to Halverson, who's able to retrieve it. Now the Avengers will start out slow, and again here towards the crease, threatening was Julia Moore. Now they'll go counterclockwise inside, and a shot stripped at the last second. Great job by Grace Lynch. Ball up for grabs. Giroux, it's still a ball. Who has it? And it looks like it's Leah Mascarelli, and a whistle. And she's going to come off. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. And it will be against Leah Mascarelli, the junior midfielder, I believe. Nope. Actually, not so much. Never mind. Won't be a penalty. She's able to stay on. It just looked like an awkward play. She looked like she was a little bit banged up. But, again, we're seeing these tough hits from both of these teams. The players taking tough shots, and they're getting right up. Here's LaSalle on the move. And it's Kaylee Butler comes in. Able to still keep the possession despite all the traffic. Charlotte Grace pass it on over to Brinley Freitas. Now Lily Peters at the 12-yard line or so. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Awesome pass by Freitas, and it's still up for grabs. Coming away with it is Ella Mercurio, who's had a solid night in net for the Avengers. Obviously down 2 scores, but has made great saves, reacting to everything that this Rams offense has thrown at her. Now the Avengers will get a crack at it, looking to answer back off the LaSalle goal. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's been a low-scoring affair to this point. We went into halftime with a 3-2 LaSalle lead, and LaSalle adding one more tally, courtesy of Maddie Goodwin. A whistle, and it'll restart quickly with Lindsay Rowe. Sophomore midfielder passes it near side for Maeve Kiernan. Kiernan over to Halverson. Now inside for Zadie. And the Rams will take over. Morgan Doobie will restart. 10-yard line, looking for open players, gives it to Giroux in net. Now Giroux will decipher on who to pass it to. Nice pass, connects with Lily Peters, coming right across the middle of the field. And moving with lots of speed. It's just a perfect lead by Giroux coming across. Is able to see Peters break away. Here's Brinley Freitas, who takes a shot, gets deflected and out of play. Taking a risk that time. Looks like Brinley Freitas will get a free position shot, and she will. Perfect opportunity to turn this into a 3-goal lead. Passes it backwards towards Peters. Peters over to McGovern. And quick pass on over, intended for Maddie Goodwin, but catching it all the way was Ella Mercurio. There is Lindsay Rowe. Rowe going to take it the length of the field. They have numbers. Quick pass on over to Julia Moore. Moore getting hit hard by Doobie. And now Courtney Kavanaugh looking to make a decision. Gives it over to Catherine Sprague. Sprague with a shot, and she's able to get the top left corner. 4-3 game. Catherine Sprague. Perfect shot. Able to get it past Giroux, who's had a great night tonight. And again, a 1-goal game. And that will stop things. We'll take a timeout and a brief break ourselves. The score, LaSalle 4, East Greenwich 3. We will be back on the Fans Only Sports Network. And welcome back, everyone. After the East Greenwich timeout and goal, Catherine Sprague able to get the game back into 1 goal. It's been a defensive battle, to say the least, and both of these teams leaving their mark. Possession going to East Greenwich. As now you see Mia Burt, freshman midfielder. Quick pass over to Ava Halverson. Will they go with a quick strike ability? Sprague takes a shot and ties it up at 4. What a play. And so Sprague gets her 2nd goal of the game, and it knots things up at 4. Actually, I don't think it was. Check that. Lindsay Zadie able to tie things up at 4. We got ourselves a ball game. The draw control now so crucial. It's been evenly matched in that department. Maddie Goodwin able to win that one. That's step 1. Right corner, Ella Grace. Over to Charlotte Grace. Over to Peters. Addison Tui. They'll go counterclockwise. They're really keeping the same tempo, too, in their passes. Now here's Addison Tui. Tui takes a shot, saved all the way by Ella Mercurio. How about her in net? She's been unreal. Freshman showing her colors, showing her grit and determination to stop any ball that flies her way. Now here's Julia Moore, right side. Passes it behind net over to Courtney Kavanaugh. Now over again to Zadie. Zadie goes underneath and she's able to score right through the legs of Giroux. And East Greenwich will get their first lead of the game. What a play by Lindsay Zadie, the sophomore midfielder. Really catching Giroux off guard. I'd imagine her being like, I did not expect that. Just got to tip your cap off to her. Not expecting that type of shot, that angle to go low and shoot it from that angle, basically underhand. And it paid off. And so East Greenwich now taking full advantage. It was a 4-2 game. They've scored 3 unanswered goals since then. Pass away from Kavanaugh, but she's able to keep it in bounds. Excuse me, Julia Moore. What effort and hustle to keep it in bounds and not step out. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. East Greenwich up ahead for the first time today. And give credit to Lindsay Zadie on that last goal to give her team the advantage. Looks like they're trying to close out the third quarter with a goal and no opposition in takeaway from LaSalle. That will be an ideal situation for them. Zadie taking her time around the 25-yard line. Imagine going to be aggressive now. 10 seconds to go. Here's Rowe over to Zadie. Zadie, Goodwin in front, saved all the way by Giroux. Able to claw that one, and that will bleed the third quarter to an end. So what a second half it's been. 3 unanswered goals. Or excuse me, yeah, 3 unanswered goals on the side of East Greenwich, and they get their first lead of the game. And we will be back in 2 minutes for the fourth quarter on the Fans Only Sports Network. And welcome back in, everyone, for the start of the fourth quarter. And boy, do we have a ball game between East Greenwich and LaSalle. LaSalle leading this game all the way up until the tail end of the third quarter, where the Avengers rattled off 3 unanswered goals. And on the draw control, it'll be won by East Greenwich. As you see Maddie Goodwin hit the deck. Will it result in a penalty? That's the question. I'm not sure if it will, as Tessa Chiarello Ingegneri has the ball, has a goal herself. And LaSalle will have the possession. Maddie Goodwin will be rewarded with the ball on the sideline, and again gets hit hard out of bounds by Mia Burt. Goodwin pass it on backwards to Maya Helendrung. Helendrung gives it over to Sydney Rains, and that's another part of the Avengers game. Just so physical defensively. See McGovern snatch that fastball out of midair, able to stop it and corral it. And now LaSalle will start off with their opening possession in scoring position. Brinley Friedis pass it around the circle here. Counterclockwise. Ella Grace over to Charlotte Grace. Now over to Peters. Peters over to Addison Tui. Tui with Halverson and Eva Dufresne, the junior defender, in front. Tui gonna do a little spin move. Now over to McGovern. Looking for an inside pass, caught by Friedis inside, but trying to get out of the wash. Taking it away, here's Olivia Pryor, who gets hit hard by Maddie Goodwin. And Olivia Pryor will restart with the ball at her own 5-yard line. Give it over to Ella Mercurio in net. It's able to be caught by Ava Halverson coming back for the ball. Cuts on a dime. Now looking for another near side teammate. And it goes behind and through the legs of Maeve Kiernan. And LaSalle will get the ball back. Lily Peters will restart at around the 35-yard line. Quick pass over to McGovern. Could have been stolen at the last second by Chiarello Ingegneri. Either way, LaSalle still keeps possession. Charlotte Grace behind net. Gives it over to Elise Friedis. It's been a back and forth game. Quite entertaining game. Usually see LaSalle put up lots of points. Here's Ella Grace inside. Takes a shot, and she's able to tie it up at 5. Coming back for the ball and shooting immediately. Ella Grace getting her second goal of the game. Also has 2 assists to go with that. 9:04 left to go in the fourth quarter, and we have a tie ball game. And on the draw control, won by Lindsay Rowe of the Avengers. Quick pass again to Zadie. Zadie, treat backwards while Morgan Doobie defends. Gives it over to Amaya Gomez. Here's Maeve Kiernan. Lindsay Rowe gets defended immediately by Karen McGovern. I mean, it's just a question of who's going to get the ball last, because each team's been very smart and intelligent in when they're going to try and hop on their opportunities to try and score. And and keeping the possession too defensively. It's been a battle. Tight coverage from both teams, and then the turnovers where you see these defenders just trying to attack from behind, strip the ball loose. Another pass inside is behind. You saw Ava Halverson try and get it to Maeve Kiernan, but it was a little bit behind. So Maeve Kiernan will actually restart with the ball. Actually, not Maeve Kiernan, it was Catherine Sprague. Sprague inside, taking a shot, and she scores to get the lead back. Catherine Sprague, goal number 2, and that will lead to a timeout. And the lead going back to East Greenwich 5-6. We will take a brief break yet again for another entertaining finish. What will soon become here in Providence, Rhode Island. We'll be back here for more action. Don't go anywhere, fans. And welcome back in, everyone, for Girls Lacrosse. High school girls lacrosse, I might add. Harrison Prey, Ryan Ward, glad to bring you the action here in the state of Rhode Island. 6-5, East Greenwich just got a goal, and shortly thereafter a timeout. Both teams trying to strategize the best way to attack each other, and what a game it's been. And on the draw control, it's won by Maddie Goodwin. Now they'll get an opportunity to redeem themselves off the Catherine Sprague goal. But McGovern takes a shot, wasting no time to tie it up at 6. And just like that, the Rams are back in it. And McGovern gets her first goal of the night. .7:05 to go. And so clearly the timeout paying off for LaSalle. Just that quick strike ability, winning the draw control, Goodwin, and then getting over to McGovern. Ball sent up in the air. It is not retrieved by LaSalle, and they're going to give it to the Rams. Lily Peters. Quick restart, and Addison Tui now at around the 10-yard line. Peters, fake pass. Like she was trying to get it to McGovern yet again. Here's Goodwin on the outside. Charlotte Grace passes it over to Lily Peters. Peters. Another pass on over to McGovern. Quick pass inside. Goodwin getting triple teamed by a slew of Avengers. Caught inside, but then saved immediately by Mercurio, as you saw on that ball getting away from her a little bit, still kept by Olivia Pryor inbounds. Now Charlotte Grace trying to take it away. Tui coming on over too. She'll just pass it over to Ella Mercurio in net all by herself. Great decision. Trying to throws that ball up for grabs. Looked like a costly turnover, but Lindsay Rose still able to take it away. And now the Avengers on the move. What will they do? Rowe, quick pass, and it's blocked. Great job again by the Rams defense. Meg Claire snatched that out of midair. Now Giroux is able to throw a long toss on over to Lily Peters. Cuts on a dime. It's going to reverse field. Nice catch by McGovern. Now she will slow down the tempo a little bit. Now Ella Grace, a little shimmy move inside, and now will pass in a circle counterclockwise. Brinley Freitas, the freshman attacker, will reverse the direction. Ella Grace loses it, and the possession will go to the Avengers. Coming away with it that time, Rowan Carney. Now it's still able to be taken away. Nice pass. Now over to Shirello Ingigneri, who has a goal tonight. Ingigneri over to Zadie. Zadie lost track of it. Claire is able to take it away. Still up for grabs. Doobie gets pushed to the ground. But the referee signaling Rams ball. 4.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Get your popcorn ready because this is a nail biter. Far sideline here, Maddie Goodwin. Does she go out of bounds? She does not. Possession still stays with them, and now Ella Grace will pass it over to Charlotte Grace. Let's see if the Rams can capitalize. Under 4 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. And that one getting away from Peters. Now it's a fight for the ball. Peters not able to come away with it. Here's Maeve Kiernan taking it away. Now Doobie will just have to trail, trying to claw at it a little bit. Quick pass over to Lindsay Zadie, sophomore midfielder who has 2 goals tonight. Really had a ESPN top 10 type of goal when she went with an underhand goal through the legs of Peyton Giroux earlier. And now they will be on the move, approaching 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. It's been back and forth. Both teams have had their shots late. Last couple of drives and possessions have remained unsuccessful and resulting in turnovers. Julia Moore towards the X. That's kind of been her spot. Typically see them a little bit. Every player having their own spot in the field. Really, that's Courtney Kavanaugh's spot towards the X. Both teams being very patient in the tail end of this fourth quarter. Being very precise, smart. You imagine these coaches are talking to them in these timeouts. You've seen more of them tonight. So you know you're going to have to make do, make the most out of them anytime that you're able to get your players together. Especially with teams as talented and as well matched as this one. Not going to see many of them. East Greenwich coming into this game 5-4, 4-game winning streak, so we're really in a tough situation early in the season at 1-4 and have dug themselves out of a hole. Talk about bleeding the clock on this one possession. East Greenwich had the ball with like 3 just over 3 minutes to go, and now it's approaching a minute left in this fourth quarter. Basically 2 minutes of possession time. See Courtney Kavanaugh and Catherine Sprague just pass it back and forth to each other, really in their own end zone. Now Maya Hellendrung getting physical with Sprague. Really good coverage and defense by Hellendrung. Now here's Ava Halverson finally trying to make a move. And it looks like we have a free position shot, and it'll be Ava Halverson to do it herself. 27 seconds to go. Stop the clock under this minute. She'll retreat forward. Halverson is able to get it through with 24 seconds left. And what a play by Halverson. What a clutch goal. She's able to do it for her squad. Still time left for LaSalle. Really going to have to win this one. And it's Karen McGovern gets an opportunity. What a game it's been. And Halverson breaks the tie. All up in the air, McGovern clawing at it. And coming away with it is Lindsay Rowe. She's able to maintain control along the sideline. Try and bleed this thing out. Approaching 10 seconds to go, and now the Rams have to do everything that they can. Not looking good. 5 seconds to go, and that'll do it. In this one, Halverson takes one last shot, and that'll do it. Add one more to it for insurance. And the final score, 8-6 here from Providence, Rhode Island, at the LaSalle Academy. East Greenwich continues their winning streak to 5 wins, move to 6-4 overall on the season. What a game it's been here from Providence, Rhode Island. Glad to have you with us here on the Fans Only Sports Network. I'm Harrison Prey alongside Ryan Ward. What a game it was, back and forth. Your score for the last time, East Greenwich 8, LaSalle 6. We will be back for more high school girls lacrosse in the state of Rhode Island here on the next Fans Only Sports Network broadcast. Have a good night, everybody.